Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the August 7th, 2019 Norwood Airport Commission meeting. As always, please turn off any of your electronic devices so there's no unnecessary interruptions. We do have NCM here filming this. Is there any other entity filming or recording this meeting?
Chris Donovan, Boston Executive Health Office.
Chris Donovan, Boston Executive. Thank you. First on the agenda, we had Du Bois and King, but something came up there, so Jeff Adler will not be with us today. So we'll go on to the meeting minutes. First off, the regular business meeting of May 8th, 2019.
Motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
Motion made
Seconded.
and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? May 30th, 2019 meeting minutes.
Showing all those sheets, even this one, as I wasn't here, but I have reviewed the minutes.
I don't have the May 30th ones.
Should be.
Thank you. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. For the June 13th regular business meeting.
Motion to approve as submitted.
Motion made.
Ken, I don't have that copy either.
That was a special meeting just
Yeah,
for...
I wasn't in attendance, but they look in order.
So is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. July 2nd, 2019.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes. Mr. Sheen.
motion to approve, and I believe in the motion regarding the ABC flight level proposal that we approved it awaiting approval from the town's purchasing agent. I've been made aware that the purchasing agent has approved all of the necessary paperwork and documentation was posted within all concepts of the law. Do you know that to be correct?
Yes, Russ got an email back from Kathy Connie that everything was in order.
Okay. So we'll be moving that forward today, later on in the meeting?
We did vote on it July 2nd.
Oh, okay, yeah, received approval, so it's...
As long as, we voted to enter in a lease with Flight Level as soon as the commission receives approval from the town's purchasing agent.
Okay, so
Which has been done.
we're ready to move forward. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Motion to approve the minutes as submitted on July 2nd, 2019.
Motion made.
Second.
In favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. July 22nd, the special meeting for payment to Tower Construction and Russo Corp. Excuse me,
Motion
just
approved.
Russo Corp.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Airport managers report. Russ.
Mr. Chairman, I didn't have anything in addition to the written report, unless there are any questions by the board.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Sheehan.
Yeah. Russ, I see they paved and striped the lot up there. I know it's still marked off. It looks great. When do they intend to make that available? Is there anything else left to do up there?
There's some minor landscaping. We've already called a landscaping crew, and think there's going to be some sod repair as well. Beyond the sod repair and several trees I think that we're looking to put in there, as well as some, we're going to have 4 concrete pads for the picnic table that had to be moved. There's a park bench as well. There's going to be a pad for a basket, barrel for people to throw trash into, and then there's a 4th pad that's for, I think, a step up, Mr. Chairman, for the handicap area on the backside of Dr. Rayard's. That work will start next week.
Estimated time of open up to the public?
We'd say
Beginning of September.
Nice.
Yeah, above and beyond what the work was done, Russ said we have a landscaper going to come in, plant some trees, provide some shade area up there, hydro seed, because we're in the growing season, and it'll look great.
Yeah, it really looks great. Looks great. Some people were against it, but I think it looks awesome. And also, Mr. Chairman, Russ, Avis.
yes.
Any update from Avis regarding the unregistered, uninsured cars that were left in the parking lot from last meeting?
I did, as noted in the report, I did meet with David Mainville, who's the regional manager for Avis. Shared with him some of the records that we had, as well as the Airport Commission meeting going back 6 years ago, where the commission only gave Avis an additional 6 spaces out on the main lot. And he did concede that there was some misuse of the lot. My understanding was he was going to go back to people he reports to. They were going to craft some type of a letter to identify their needs and their interest in a lease. And that's really what I'm waiting on right now. I did send a reminder email on Monday. I still haven't heard back from him, but we'll follow that up.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, the unregistered vehicles, they've gone.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so you're going to stay on top of them and try to get some proposal from them on that.
Right.
Right, okay, good. And just, Russ, first 11 months of, because we started a month late with the landing fees. We started in August, I believe, Russ?
Yes.
So in 11 months, we collected nearly 33,000. So that tracks to be about $37,000 a year in landing fees. So that's been a great addition to the revenue stream here, our first year of doing that.
Yeah, very good.
Anything else for the manager?
Is now that, is there gonna be any reaching out to the people that were given a 90-day eviction notice to those people? Because obviously,
We're down to one tie-down customer right now, and town council's been working on that.
I did see that, but
Right.
as far as moving forward, are we going to reach out and find out at what point they can come back and lease land, lease a tie-down spot?
Well, that West Apron is, right now, it's part of the litigation settlement, so town is in a position right now where we're not gonna be looking to do direct tie-downs.
Oh, I know we're not direct tie-downs, but as far as when we get to settlement when everything is complete, I think first order of business should be to invite those people back, because the airport's losing operations, fuel sales.
Well, that would be up to whoever who the prospective
But
lessor is gonna be on that.
But we'll make the list available of the people that we.
It's up to the commission. If the commission wants me to make that available, I'll be happy to.
Yeah, whoever was there, you can let them know who the new landlord is, or who the landlord is.
Yeah, and we'll just so that we can get, invite them back. And yeah, as you know, our AIP money is tied to operations, our fuel sales, for the FBOs, the maintenance fees. So it's, it was what was the order of 25?
Well, the AIP money is tied to operations and tie down, aircraft tie downs.
So, that was my only question I had.
Sure, I'll be happy to.
Yeah,
As soon as, but I think that should be the first order of business. As soon as it's tied up and we know who, why, what, when, and where, first order of business, invite those people back to Norwood Airport. Okay, thank you.
Motion to approve the airport manager's report.
motion made,
Seconded.
in second. In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Thank you. Just so everyone knows, Russ, the sign-in sheet there. Is everyone,
Yes.
Russ, can you grab it? Is everyone signed in? If not, it's your opportunity right now. Russ, if you recognize anyone not signing in, will you sign in for them, please? All set? Okay. Old business, the lot ABC proposal, proposals were due on May 20th. There was one submitted, and the Airport Commission voted on that to approve it, contingent upon the final say from purchasing. That has occurred, so I don't think there's anything more for us to do. Russ has the approval from us to offer the lease to flight level for lot ABC. Unless anyone else has anything else to add to that. All right, so new business. We have Megan Erner here from Fenwick McCready. Megan is the lead architect on the major Mark C. Welch Administration Building, and she's been doing a fabulous job. First of all, the design, and also keeping us, the contractor in check. So we invited Megan here to give a little update on where the project is. So Megan, welcome.
Thank you. So what I wanted to touch on for an update was schedule, some changes, the budget, and then just kind of working with the contractor. If there are other things that people are looking for an update on, let me know. Those are kind of like the main ones I thought people would be interested in. So, schedule. The substantial completion date is August 12th, so that's in 5 days. Usually substantial completion is around 95% complete, somewhere around there. As of the end of July, the project is about 80% complete. So we won't be meeting the August 12th deadline, but we are working with the contractor to revise the construction schedule and get a new substantial completion date. So we should have that by the end of this week. So that's good. Some of the contributors to the schedule shifting were some unforeseen existing conditions that, just things that you don't know about until you get going, demo starts. There are some items with long lead times, and then just longer times with payment. So those are just some contributors to the shift, but the contractor's on top of it, and we'll have a new date soon. Some of the changes to date, we have about $41,000 in approved changes. Most of those individual changes are pretty small. The largest one was a Mass DOT initiated change for automatic door operators on the exterior. That one was about $15,000. All the other changes were smaller for various reasons. Like I said, existing conditions. For example, there were electrical boxes that were in the way that needed to be relocated. Some of the as-built drawings were incorrect, so there, some demo had to be larger than we thought. And then there was a couple building leaks that were addressed in the beginning. There was a couple client requests, hose bid, like I said, door operators. There was also some fire department requests, so we were on top of those, just some beacons, Knox boxes, signs, things that the Norwood Fire Department asked us to add, so that was part of that change. And then just some design updates that we weren't aware of until the project started. Garbage disposal in the sink, ADA compliant hardware on doors, and a couple other things. So those are generally kind of the type of changes.
And that's less than 3% of the contract, so that's good.
It's pretty good,
Yeah.
Yep. So going to budget. So the contract sum was about 1.5 million. We have around 35% of that remaining to be billed out. So that is around 570,000 and change to be billed, and that includes the changes. So about 65% has been billed to date. That's about it with budget. Working with the contractor has been pretty good. Tower Construction, they were pretty good at flagging issues as they came up, such as there's some building leaks that we didn't know about. So they flagged that right when the project started. They've been pretty responsive in setting up conference calls with subcontractors, steel, glass, anything that we needed to all get on the phone and discuss. They've been good at facilitating that. They've worked with the airport and setting up a testing agency to come out and test steel, concrete, that sort of thing. And they've been good about working with us on any detail changes. So, every project has little bumps along the way, but we're getting towards the end, and it's looking really great over there. So we're excited to have it be complete.
Thank you, Megan.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Sheehan.
Yeah, just looking at the A1A, Megan, there's zero money for fire protection. Is the building sprinkled?
It is
It
sprinkled.
is sprinkled.
That is not complete with installation, so they just haven't filled out for that, but it's there.
Is it a wet system or a dry system?
It's dry in the garage, wet in the fit out.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Anything else for Megan while she's here? So we're waiting on an updated schedule, Megan. Like you said, August 12th was substantial. We're probably looking somewhere mid to late September now. There's a couple of long lead time. A couple items. One of them's a generator, which that won't hold up the CO, but we were talking today, we have weekly project meetings, and there's some louvers that are taking a little bit longer than we had hoped, but we're moving right along, weekly meetings, constantly working out there. We have inspection out there, so it's gonna be a great facility once we're in.
Great.
All right, so thank you, Megan. And with that said, on the agenda is a couple of pay requests for the project. The first, Tower Construction, for their monthly payment requisition up to July 31st. Total being $244,668.03. And it's broken down 95% MassDOT, 5% Town of Norwood. Is that right, Russ? 95%. Mass DOT is $232,434.63. Town's portion is $12,233.40. So, motion to Is there a motion to pay?
Yeah, motion to pay application number, certificate of payment 005 dated July 31st, 2019 to Tower Construction.
Motion made
Second.
and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Second is we have inspection out there, Victor Serena, and for the month of July. We have an invoice, inspection services, $4,112.50. Mass DOT share is $3,906.88. Town share, $205.62.
What was the amount again, Mr. Chairman?
$4,112.50.
I see it there, okay. Motion to approve?
Motion made
Second.
and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None.
It's right on the first page.
All right. Still under new business, commercial permit applications. Russ, you want to hold my hand through this?
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I recommend a motion to approve the following FY 2020 commercial permit applications. These are all renewals, and all 9 of these businesses meet the minimum standards for the airport. And the businesses are Flight Level Norwood LLC, East Coast Aero Club Incorporated, New Horizon Aviation Incorporated, Kestrel Aviation Incorporated, Aerial Productions LLC, Tuckamore Aviation Corporation, Blue Hill Helicopters LLC, HB Holdings, doing business as Norwood Air, and Aspire Aviation LLC.
Motion to approve
Second.
as stated by the airport manager.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Next, Russ.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend a motion to approve the FY 2020 commercial permit applications, both renewals for the following 2 businesses, Elite Aero Services LLC and New England Aircraft Detailing LLC. Both of these commercial permit applications include a written request to waiver the rented space requirement of the Norwood Airport minimum standards, as well as the aircraft tie-down requirement, also for the Norwood Airport minimum standards. These 2 waiver requests were granted in the past, since both Elite Aero Services and New England Aircraft Detailing are mobile, dry wash businesses which service and support the based aircraft community here. This dry wash also helps to support the Norwood Airport's stormwater pollution prevention program.
Motion to approve and to allow the exemptions stated by the airport manager, granted 2 waivers requested.
Seconded.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Russ.
Mr. Chairman, the last one is Boston Executive Helicopters LLC has submitted an FY 2020 commercial permit application, notably an FBO application showing its interest in storing and dispensing fuel, among other business functions. Specific to the company's certificate of insurance, per the airport minimum standards, BEH has met the coverage limit requirement of $5 million. Also, per the airport minimum standards, the BEH insurance policy lists the town of Norwood, Norwood Airport Commission, and management as additionally insured. However, the BEH certificate does not indicate that fueling will be a coverage item. Whether the town would be properly indemnified in the event of a BEH fuel spill is a question I'll have to defer to the commission and perhaps to the town council.
So is there a motion to approve the FBO application with,
We've approved this in the, excuse me, Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, through you. We've approved this in the past and many times, and we've always said that we need the insurance to have fuel spill coverage to protect the residents nearby, to protect the sensitive environmental area. We require the other FBO to carry it, and this isn't something new, and we need the fuel spillage coverage to protect the town and the residents.
would the commission be comfortable if we vote this FDO contingent upon town council telling us that the insurance as written provides us that coverage, or they recommend that the additional wording be added. Should we be comfortable with that?
We've made the other FPO specifically have fuel coverage because of the sensitive area and because how close we are to residents here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not comfortable doing it. It's a specific type of insurance. A gas station has to have spill coverage. We're talking about JP5 jet fuel.
So this doesn't specify spill coverage, or it does?
It does not specify. I have a copy of the insurance policy if the commission needs to take a look at it.
Okay, so we have Russ work with town council to figure that wording out.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Donovan's here. Why don't we ask if he can just add that?
Okay,
And if he can, and he does, we wouldn't have to go to town
Right.
council.
so Russ, do you know the verbiage that was shown in the last?
I do.
Okay, so Chris, do you want to step up and,
I do not have an attorney here, so I'm not going to address the commission at all without an attorney.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I just thought maybe if we could handle it that way,
great,
we'd give it a shot.
good job.
Mr. Chairman, just for a little context, Flight Level has 3 insurance policies listing the town as additionally insured. They have a $10 million, and again, the minimum standard is 5. Flight Level has a $10 million commercial general liability insurance policy, a $6.7 million pollution policy listing the town as additionally insured, and a $2.4 million policy listing the town as additionally insured for the fuel tanks and the contents of the fuel tanks.
That's above and beyond our minimum standard.
That's correct.
But to meet our minimum standards, they provided the correct dollar amount.
Yes.
But your concern is the verbiage doesn't,
Within that coverage limit, we're not looking for more coverage than 5 million, but we need to know, as BEH has provided to us in the past, that their insurance certificate has a line item that shows that fueling is a covered item.
have they provided that in the past?
Yes.
Okay. and
I
it's-
have that here if the commission needs to take a look at it.
Okay. So that's something you can work with town council, and say this is what provided in the past was accepted. And it's just
That's it.
it's like 6 words.
Just to make sure the town is properly indemnified in the event that there's a release of fuel into the wetlands. With that would come all kinds of possible fines.
Okay,
The cleanup could be exorbitant.
okay.
So whether it's Flight Level or BEH, it's just making sure that the town is properly indemnified.
Can you try to expedite that with town council? 'Cause we
In
want to set-
process already,
This is?
yes. Email me about it this afternoon. I've made an inquiry. We'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Great, thank you. All right, so there's no action on that one right now until we hear back from town council, correct? Correct, thank you. What do we have? Did we get some correspondence?
We're going to file all the correspondences that have been submitted to the Norwood Airport Commission.
Seconded.
On the motion, there's one of them here, letter 5819, memorandum from A. Jacobs of Epsilon Associates, wetland delineation of the south helipad area. That's just part of our master plan, shows some development, a redevelopment of that area, so we've, through the town budget, had Epsilon Associates flag the wetlands, so we can start the process of seeing what can and cannot be done out there. So I just want to let that be known, that's there. And And then Russ, just the Mass DOT, the CIP, we're gonna have to get together with them as far as setting a date and updating that. All right. And on that, there's a motion, it's been seconded, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Okay, so we're going to be heading into executive session for purpose 3 to discuss strategy with respect to litigation if an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the litigating position of the Norwood Airport Commission. 1, Boston Executive Helicopter versus Town of Norwood, U.S. District Court, Massachusetts. 2, Boston Executive Helicopter versus Norwood Airport Commission and the Town of Norwood Federal Aviation Administration, as well as executive session meeting minutes of May 8, 2019. And we will return to open session for the purpose of adjournment. So with that, Mr. Cochran.
Yes.
Mr. Sheehan.
Yes.
Mr. Ryan votes yes. Thank you, everyone.